Hello and welcome to Gaia GPS. This is where we come and pull cards for the Astro transits in the week ahead. I am Mimi and I'm here with Maya Kana.
Hello.
And we are going to get started with a transit that actually started yesterday. We had the moon shift into Taurus yesterday on Saturday the 9th, September 9th, and we had Mercury go into Virgo. So Mercury has been in Virgo. Mercury is returning from the retrograde path, and we will have Mercury in Virgo until September 29th, I believe. So, interestingly, with these energies, they're both earth energies, but the cards that I have from Osho, I have Inner Voice, and from Angel Therapy cards, I have the Crown Chakra. And so my feeling is with these energies, with these cards, even though these are earth energies, with the moon in Taurus and Mercury going through Virgo, to not leave your intuition behind. With Virgo energy, I have been focusing on wholeness and listening to our intuition, heeding that, connecting to that crown chakra energy is a very important part of the process. Now, with these cards, I have really interesting cards. They're really fascinating. I have the Sorrow card in reverse. And to me, what it's saying, obviously right now on the planet, speaking of moon and Taurus, the planet, there is a lot going on. There's a lot of Mother Nature activity happening, going on, and it can feel overwhelming. I've been having lots of clients come to me saying, I'm so exhausted, you know, I feel empaths are empathing a lot, but don't get super caught up in the sorrow. Don't get super caught up in the reality, which is funny because Maya and I were just talking about this before. And don't get super caught up in the reality of things without forgetting to bring your intuition, your crown chakra with you. The crown energy is connected to all that is. And that part of you that's connected always knows that there is a reason for what's going on. There's a benefit to what's going on. Things are always working out for you. And so it's very important to stay tuned in to that energy, even as we go through, feel through all that's going around. Don't get super caught up in the sorrow. And I'm not saying avoid the sorrow. It's important to process our feelings, but also realize when it's time to have the life vest of, okay, there's a reason why these things are happening. This is working out for me. How is this working out for me? I'm willing to tune into my intuition, how it's working out for me, and how I can show up in my best light, in the way I'm meant to show up in and through this energy. Now, I decided today to use my Magdalene Oracle as well, and I have from here The Secret. And I was looking at the book and what The Secret says, and there are some things in it that I'm like, yes, I resonate with that, but what I keep thinking of this is, you know, the energy of The Secret. And I don't 100% resonate with that movie or what they talked about, but I do think that The Secret is this is the key. This is the key to help us through, I have the traveling card, through this process, to be in this moment, in this journey, to remember that things are working out for us. And there's a part of this that I want to read about this, this energy. Don't dwell on feelings of guilt, sadness, hurt. Express what's in your heart, for a hidden blessing is in store for all. There are positive results for all concerned that can be actualized through your courage and your love. And so to me, it's like connecting. We've been talking about the heart energy, connecting your crown chakra to your heart chakra in order to help you move through all that's going on right now in the world in your place in the best way possible. I also decided just to pull it together, to pull an animal spirit card, and I pulled Zebra. Zebra is about being a visionary. And there you see, the zebra has this triangle on the third eye. So third eye crown energy, really allowing that inner voice, those higher energies to help guide you, even as you are fully present, grounded here on this planet, moving through what we are all moving through together on this planet at this time. Maya?
Yay! So moon into Taurus is just finishing up now because it's Sunday night. So I always like when moon moves into Taurus because it feels like we have all of a sudden permission just to slow down a little bit and to ground in. So to me, that feels really good. The Mercury into Virgo transit, of course, as Mimi said, is lasting a couple of weeks. So this is the one that will probably be most deeply felt by most of the people watching this. So Mercury into Virgo, this is really in alignment. This is a pretty good home for Mercury in general. And so this can be a really good time for the next couple of weeks to actually study, to really study detail-oriented things, or to focus on your health and making those final improvements in your health, getting the information that you need, even for like dealing with things that require some level of perfectionism. Like you might want to think like, what do I want to channel all this Virgo energy into? Because there's a lot of it. Like what area of my life really does need to be reorganized? What area of my life like really does need this perfectionism that I have, or this detail orientedness, and then figure out how you're going to channel these energies. So anyway, so the first card that I have for today, very interestingly, is the Worth Waiting For card. And this card says, your patience will be rewarded. So Mimi and I were also talking about the fact that many people are waiting for the manifestation of a particular vision, or people feel like they're waiting and starting to get kind of like really impatient, like, should I really just have faith, or like, do I really need to like find a new way or whatever? So Taurus, the Taurus moon, definitely requires us to slow down, like I said, and to have patience. And so know that if you're waiting patiently, but also enjoying your time while you're waiting, that your patience will be rewarded at this time. So continue to have patience. I got some very interesting cards from the Divine Guidance deck, both of which are really about enjoying ourselves during these next couple of weeks. I got the Nectar of Life card and the Celebration card. These are kind of beautiful. But basically these are saying the Nectar of Life card here is about focusing on the good things in life, like focusing on the things that we enjoy. And sometimes when we are waiting, we can get really wrapped up in our heads, or we can start to not enjoy the moment that we're in because we're too much thinking about the future. So this is saying no, like celebration card, celebrate what's here and now, and appreciate what is here and now. And I really do believe that the more that we appreciate the moment that we're in, the quicker the time goes by, right? And the quicker that what we're actually seeking, the thing we're seeking, is able to come to us. So enjoy this time as best as you can. We don't have too rough of astrology this week, so it should be a little bit calmer for people who are really sensitive. You know, it should be a time where we can really ground into our lives a little bit more. Now, I did get the Ocean card, which is about healing, but using water in particular. And so this is still a time where we do have a lot of intensity in the physical body because of different things that are going on astrologically, right? And so it's a time for purification, detoxification, and upgrades of our nervous system all the way through the end of 2017. This card says, use water to soothe yourself. If you happen to be like Mimi and be so lucky and live near the ocean, this can be about going to the ocean, or just drinking more water, or taking a salt bath, or even listening to the sound of water, like listening to the sound of flowing water as a way to calm and soothe yourself and to let go of stresses. So that's my take on these transits.
I need to go to the ocean again and go set foot in the whale bathtub, because we've been having humpback whales, and somebody posted a picture of the whale like almost fully out of the water this morning, right at one of the beaches right by me in Davenport, like, which is just like the next town over, or the next beach town over. So whale bathtub, and I think the whales are super healing. So yes, I need to go get into the whale bathtub. All right, so for this next transit this week, we have the moon shifting into Gemini. The moon will be in Gemini on Monday, September 11th. It's happening like right around 12:30 p.m. Pacific time. I do want to mention that is Nikki's birthday. Nikki, you know, before she had her baby, was doing GPS with me, and Nikki is launching her Golden Collective group on that day. So be sure to check her out on Monday, September 11th, with her offerings. But I have really, really, really interesting cards. There's definitely themes going on with the cards. I'm going to start with my angel therapy card. Third eye chakra. So we're working these upper chakras. It's safe for you to see the energy of love in all its forms, angels, auras, and visions. But I do have another theme that's going on alongside of this. From the Magdalene Oracle, I have the Resurrection card. And from the Animal Spirit card, I have the Bear card. And the Bear card is waking from a spiritual slumber. So it's another kind of beginning anew. It's another kind of resurrection, revivation, Mimi word, revivation card. Now, I bring this up because I have some interesting cards from Osho. I have the Dream card, which is the Six of Cups, which is a card of love, possibly old love. I have Change, Wheel of Fortune coming back around, and I have the Ripeness card, which is readiness. So it may be through this transit, which I was looking at, I was like, well, what else is going on during this time? We do have Venus trine Saturn on Tuesday the 12th through this moon in Gemini. Venus is in Leo, so Venus in Leo is lighting up the heart energy. And then Saturn in Sagittarius is making us look at our beliefs, look at our truths, go in, revamp that to see how we're showing up. So how are you showing up in your belief of love? And there may be a bit of a resurrection, whether it is in your belief system and how you're showing up ready and able to receive love, or even personally, you know, it may be, this is the Pentacle card, which is the physical card, it may be in your physical relationships. But I do want to read what it says in the Resurrection card because I really like this. So, Resurrection says, and this reminds me of what Maya was just saying too, it may seem like nothing is going your way at present. The vision, plan, dream is beyond your reach and has left you feeling confused and disheartened. Yet remember that a higher force lovingly governs every event in your life. This force is the light of your soul, which is full of infinite wisdom. The disappointment you presently feel is your soul's way of helping you reassess your plan. Your dream is valid and sound, and you deserve to see it fulfilled. However, actualizing your dream may require a change of plan. Change of plan or approach. Check to see if the plan you have adopted truly aligns with your values and your heart. So that's where that Saturn-Venus energy, aligning your heart with how you are showing up, with your values, with your beliefs, with your truths. A new approach will soon become evident, an approach that will feel right in every way. So don't give up now, keep an open mind, and you will accomplish all you hoped for. New inspirations are often born in the midst of despair, and sometimes we must surrender our old ways of thinking before a new way is possible. So this Resurrection card, as well as that Bear, you know, still moving forward, but it's like awakening in this new way. And I do feel like this may be more so aligned with this Venus-Saturn transit that's happening during the moon in Gemini. But, you know, moon in Gemini, that's melding the mind and our emotions, the mind and the heart coming together. So there may just be some kind of change in how your mind and heart are showing up and connecting for you so that you can be ready for whatever this is that's coming about. And really, like I said, like with the first cards, the crown chakra, and now the third eye chakra, not leaving behind your intuition, even though Virgo time is such a mental focused time. Please bring this with you because this is seemingly important this week. Maya?
Okay, so Monday, moon into Gemini. First of all, happy birthday, Nikki. Hopefully it's an amazing one. I wanted to talk about the moon transits for this week because as I was reviewing the astrology for this week, I was like, whoa, this is actually really, really supportive in terms of the flow of the week. So basically at the beginning of the week, right, and on Monday, we have the moon into Gemini. And so this should, you know, produce a little bit of an oompa, you know, inside of us. We should get a little bit of energy coming in into our lives at the beginning of the week. Moon in Gemini is actually a very social placement, or it can be great for, you know, going into the office on Monday morning and having conversations with your coworkers, you know, about how their weekend went, or even going out. And just being open. What I would say about moon into Gemini on Monday and Tuesday is to be really open, like Mimi was saying, to changes that might come in, because one thing that Gemini rules is sort of sudden, like, information coming to us, like a totally different way of seeing things or things like that. Sometimes when we get that new information, we have to change our plan. So just be really open and really adaptable at the beginning of the week. and keep a sense of humor, you know, and let yourself kind of have a little bit of fun. I think Moon and Gemini will be supportive to that. But then what's interesting is that on Wednesday, the moon is moving into Cancer. And I believe this is really supportive because in the middle of the week on Wednesday is going to cause many people to like want to kind of stay home a little bit, rest and recharge and slow down. And that's what most people want to do in the middle of the week anyway, I think. Like take that little bit of time to yourself on Wednesday, Thursday. And then by Friday, the moon is moving back into Leo, which I think is going to fun at the end of the week. Like you're just going to be like, yeah, I want to go out. I want to have fun. I want to play. So think of this as you're planning your week ahead. But anyway, so the cards that I have for Moon into Gemini are actually all about self-confidence and loving ourselves where we're at right now and sharing our gifts with others. So I have for the lesson, I have the self-esteem card, and this has come up a couple times in the past couple of weeks. This is about actually gifts. It's a really good time to think about, you know, what, like a lot of us are way too hard on ourselves. We think, oh, you know what, my spiritual gifts or my creative gifts, they're not well developed enough to be sharing them with other people. This says, yes, they are. This says, yes, they are. Everyone has gifts of the soul that can benefit themselves and can benefit others. So this is a time for some of us to be willing to share our intuitive insights or be willing to share our gifts to let others see who we really are and what we have to offer, and to just increase our self-esteem in who we are. Most people are, and especially this Virgo energy, it can make us very critical of others. It can also make us very critical of ourselves, where we're like, you know what, here's this thing, this reason why I'm not perfect, this reason why I'm not ready. Let go of that, like, and focus instead on the gifts of the soul that you do have. This is gonna make you feel a lot better in the beginning of the week. I also got the Just Be Yourself card. Okay, so Spirit is definitely wanting us at the beginning of the week to be okay with who we are. I'm using Magical Unicorns, you guys, which is a children's deck, but I really love this deck. Like I love it's very accurate. So anyway, just be yourself. This applies to the inner child within us, but it also applies to adults. Like how often are we trying to change ourselves to be, you know, what someone else wants us to be or what we think someone else wants us to be. And right, this Moon and Gemini is about sharing our insights and our new ideas and the new things that we're uncovering. And if we're trying to tell people what we think that they want us to hear, then maybe we don't give them the real insight that they need. Maybe what they need is to see us being ourselves and sharing our personal truth. So just be yourself. You are the way that you are for a reason. Okay, so there's no need to change who you really are. And it is just the best feeling in the world. We all know this. Like, it's the best feeling in the world to be in the presence of someone who is being authentic. Be that person. Like, be that authentic person that gives others the permission to be who they truly are. And finally here, I have the Empowerment card from Nature's Whispers. This card says, tune into the deep well of compassion that spills over readily to anyone who needs your help. You're being directed to take action to remove difficulties or resolve problems. Be receptive to guidance from wherever it happens to come. Don't be surprised to receive support from unusual avenues. Be alert to seemingly random input, which gives you clues and ideas that had not yet occurred to you earlier. Once you have picked up these signs, pursue them diligently and with determination. The potential for them to pay off is as soon as you know what action to take it. That's very Gemini, like discovering a new bit of information and then realizing, oh, okay, I'm willing to adapt my plan and I'm gonna trust this and I'm gonna work with it right here, right now. So just be very open, be very receptive from signs and guidance wherever they may come from here at the beginning of the week. And as Mimi was saying, it might come from within you. It could be that you have a dream or a sudden vision or impression. Be willing to change your plan. My sense of this week is that the more adaptable that we are and the more that we flow with the energy in the moment, the better that we're all going to do. So yeah, be really adaptable, really flow through the week in a way that honors who you are and what you need.
I love that. I think that's good advice. You know, Virgo doesn't necessarily have a reputation for being such a flowy sign, but Virgo energy is a mutable sign, and mutable is changeable. And so remembering that even as we work with this Virgo energy, which can be grounded and, you know, can get very focused, mentally focused, remembering that the agility of the mind, the ability, you can teach old dogs new tricks. Like, you can do that. It can happen. So remember that. All right. So to Cancer on the 13th, Wednesday the 13th, it's shifting around 3 p.m. Pacific time. I'm going to start with two of my cards that go so well together again. So from the Magdalene Oracle, I have Serendipity. And then just going along the chakras with angel therapy, I have the ear chakra card. And so in the Serendipity card, it says, you know, pay attention to synchronicities that stem from unexpected events, you know, the change that we're going through as you're flowing with these energies. My feeling is that as you're going about your life, the serendipity may be something that you hear along the way, something significant that you hear, a message. Notices the messages that appear, sounds, music, words from external sources and from within. These messages are real answers for your prayers. So Moon in Cancer can definitely heighten our intuition. But like Maya said, Moon in Cancer, it's going to be really important to work on your flow, going with the flow in and through this energy. And from the animals, I have Dolphin, going with the flow. The Dolphin card, it says innately intelligent, the healer, light, blessings. But when I think of Dolphin, I think it's a different animal deck that I have. The Dolphin card is the play card. And that's what I really feel like with this Cancer energy. You know, like Maya said, it will be the middle of the week, but try to see if you can get in your flow into kind of this playful vibration, which will open you up to these serendipitous messages that are coming forth. They may be like, oh, like my inner child's really craving pistachio ice cream. I'm going to go to the store and get me some pistachio ice cream. When we are standing in line at the store getting your pistachio ice cream, you hear this thing that is like, it's that significant thing. You're like, yes, I needed to hear that. It's going to be through you honoring your flow, through you nurturing yourself. That's the energy of Cancer. Showing up and nurturing yourself. With that combined with the Virgo energy, it's a really good time to nurture and nourish your body, even if that means pistachio ice cream. But be in that playful, spirited energy. Now, what I love from the Osho cards is I've got 3 major cards. I have Maturity card, which is the Ace of Pentacles, and I have the Abundance card, which is actually the King of Pentacles. So we have the beginning and the end of Pentacles. So in following your serendipity, in following your flow, in following this energy of play, and listening, tuning in and listening, again, whether through your own intuition, messages from your guides, yourself, or from outside of yourself, my feeling is that this is going to help you bring into maturity, bring into fruition something that you've been working on manifesting. And this really could be, between the fact that this is both, you know, the Pentacles energy, it could be on an abundance level, but, you know, take this any given way that you need to with what you are bringing forth. What I think is important is bring your consciousness with you. This is the Ace of Swords. So it's like really staying true, staying focused in your mind, staying focused in your consciousness, being very conscious in any given moment. You know, it's one of those things. I remember, this is a few weeks ago, and I was like, I was in the shower, and I was like, I really want, can you give me a sign? Can you just give me a sign about something? And this song came on, Banana Pancakes by Jack Johnson. I'm like, I wasn't thinking there was banana pancakes. I was just listening to the song. I was like, what does this even have to do with anything? This is my song. And after the shower and the song were both done, I'm sitting there like humming it in my head. I'm like, oh, banana pancakes, which it sounds very funny for people who do not know me, but bananas happens to be a very potent sign for me, which is so funny. Everything's been bananas for the last couple of weeks for me. And I was like, oh my God, it was a sign. And I just wasn't fully present, available. But take your consciousness with you, because something that may just be like, well, what's this about? I don't understand what this is about. It may have deeper significance than you initially let it. So pay attention to what's going on and let your intuition connect the dots. But I think the spirit behind all of this is the dolphin. You know, flow through, play through, splash through these energies as much as possible. I know there's a lot of stuff going on this planet, but bring this spirit to it, because it was when I got out of my, I need a sign and I want this sign to make sense. And I was like, oh yeah, banana pancakes. Like in my head, I was like, oh, I had to get out of the serious mode to let the message actually finally come through. Maya?
That's such a good lesson. I can relate to that a lot. I always get the answers exactly from my guides, but sometimes when I'm so focused on seeing things a certain way, I interpret them inaccurately because I'm trying to put them through my vision instead of seeing how perfect they are. And this is in the cards. Actually, this is in the cards that I have for Moon into Cancer. So the first card that I have today is Fresh Approach. Okay, Fresh Approach. And I'm going to read the description on this card. It says, time to step out of the box and step away from an old way of doing things. You are being look at how to create magic. Create with the intention of filling your desires while experimenting with new activities. You always have options. Don't let yourself feel limited. Even when you aren't in mode, you are making choice. You are being prompted now. This lessons and opportunities. The amount you can learn is absolutely immeasurable. Base your choice on love and on the best option for you. Imagine that failing is not part of any of your choices. What will you choose? So this card to me is very interesting because it suggests that when we stay open and receptive in alignment with that moon into Cancer, moon is like a really natural home for the Cancer energy as well. So this can bring us into a really good alignment where we're able to tap into our emotions more clearly than usual. And when we're able to really get emotional guidance, we may need to get that guidance, and it may say, listen, what you're doing isn't resulting in you feeling good. It's not working. You know, like the way that you've been operating, it's not giving you the emotional results that you want. So we may need to be open to a fresh approach to making adjustments midweek, but also maybe making adjustments in the way that we approach our long-term goals. I do think this is going to bring up feelings for a lot of people, and I think we need to stay present with our feelings in the middle of the week, as they probably are offering us a lot of wisdom. I did get from Magical Unicorns, I did get the Talk About Your Feelings card. Sometimes clarity on our feelings by just sitting with them ourselves. Sometimes we can just spin and spin. It's like, why do I feel this way? What's going on? I need to change my feelings. Talk to someone that we really trust and really care about. And that's what this card is saying, you know, talk to a trusted friend. Cancer is, so Gemini, the beginning of the week, that's like strangers. Like, oh, okay, like, you know, I happened to meet somebody when I was out for dinner and what they said changed my whole perspective on life. Cancer in the middle of the week is really, really close family or family-like connections. This is sort of like talk with your mom about your feelings, or you talk with your best friend from childhood, or someone who you can really open your heart to. And it will give you the opportunity for healing, for emotional healing. For some people, I think that this moon in Cancer could produce like an emotional release, actually, where you're able to release a lot of pent-up emotions. So if you're watching this midweek and that's happening to you, it's totally in divine alignment. It's totally in divine order. I got the Guilt card, and this card is saying that actually a block to our soul's growth, right? That guilt is one of the lowest vibrational energies of all, because when we're guilting ourselves about something, we're preventing ourselves from moving forward, because we're still punishing ourselves for something that happened in the past that's no longer even relevant in this now moment. And so it keeps us trapped in that prison. So the mantra of this card is, I release all beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. So telling you, you are wrong, you are bad, what you did was wrong, what you did was bad, or guilting yourself, guilting other people. We've got to move beyond that and just release the things that aren't helping us grow. And if there's a lesson that is helping you grow, just take the lesson out of the situation. Instead of telling yourself you're wrong, you're bad, or someone else, just focus on the lesson as a whole that you're learning, and focus on your growth, not on your guilt. And then the final card that I have is worry about. So, okay, well, you know, I'll just say, like, this Virgo energy, we're still in Sun in Virgo, tends to create a lot of, like, look for what's wrong. Like, here's what's wrong. Here's where the problem is. I know this well from my own chart. It's like, you know what, sometimes, like, there really isn't a problem. In fact, most of the time, there really isn't a problem. And sometimes we might feel emotions coming up. We could feel sadness or intensity. It doesn't necessarily mean that something's wrong. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean that we need to worry. Sometimes it means that something's right and we're purging and we're clearing and we're healing, or we're just more in tune with the collective, and all those are good things. So there's nothing to worry about. This card says you are safe and the situation in your life is under divine providence and universal order. Only infuse loving thoughts and emotions into the situation in order to ensure that the highest possible outcome flows effortlessly to and through you. So well, we want to talk about our feelings and be in touch with what really matters. Don't unnecessarily torture yourself by going over old feelings that, you know, or guilting yourself. Because this is Cancer, it can sometimes have to do with our inner child. So if you start to feel that voice of your parents inside your head guilting you for certain behaviors, I would say probably let go of that, right? Like, let go of those things, because they're not helping you grow anymore. And instead infuse loving thoughts into the situation. If you need to, talk to someone that you trust, because sometimes we just need that mirror to help us see things a little bit more clearly. So yeah, that's what I think for Moon into Cancer. Be gentle with yourselves during the middle of the week. You can have all the fun when we get towards the end of the week on Friday. That's how I'm feeling for Moon into Cancer.
Awesome. So then finally we have the moon shifting into Leo on Friday. I don't really know what time it is. Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Now with the moon shifting into Leo, you're not going to believe this, but it's taking us into the dark of the moon. We're actually preparing for new moon energy. We're going to have the new moon in Virgo next Tuesday. I don't even know what date that is. I mean, dates. That will be Tuesday the 19th. But the moon into Leo prepares us for that energy. And anytime we start that dark of the moon energy, it's always interesting, because the dark of the moon always begins the sign that we just worked so hard on. We had the sun in Leo. So now we have this dark of the moon in Leo. And the cards this week are so awesome, so appropriate. So from Magdalene Oracle, I have the love card. And then from the Animal Spirit Guidebook, I have the Golden Egg, which connects to the heart chakra energy. So we're connecting to love, we're connecting to the heart. And from Angel Therapy, I have Clear Yourself. And so the thing is, with the dark of the moon, with, you know, astrologically, I feel like this is a lighter week, but obviously there are a lot of things going on in the world that can create heaviness. The Virgo energy, like Maya said, can have us focusing on that energy, can have us getting into that worry. I have Clear Yourself. And I feel like it's going to be very important through this dark of the moon transit, through Leo, to keep coming back in to the energy of the heart, keep coming back into this energy of love, and noticing if we are carrying some of these more heavy or dense energies, and clear ourselves of these energies. This card is very simple. It says, ask the angels to release any toxic energies that you may have absorbed. You can also do this by hanging out with the crystal, you know, asking the crystal to help you release any of these heavier energies, any energies that are not love, that the fear energies that may come up. Taking a bath is always a great option, but even just asking, I would like to clear these energies, and then imagining yourself with, I don't know, I'm going to imagine something different. A beam of light, a beam of love, like pink love coming down from the universe to help clear out any of these energies, to get you into your soul source energy. And that's what it says in one of these cards that I was looking at. The love card, what I love in here that it says is, love is a magnet, and you cannot help but attract love when you have love in your heart. So I think I think we can all agree what the world needs now is love, sweet love. Like, we can all agree that love is this really strong, potent energy that we want more of on this planet. And so we want to approach the planet from this energy. I think maybe it was this one then that says, though, the source card, like, it's your soul. Is it this? The subtle essence of the golden egg is nestled deep within the heart center at the fourth chakra, the Anahata. It is the home of the self or the soul, your source. By bringing the mind into the center, we discover a portal into its most intimate and luminous space, and it said our inner guide sits there in deep meditation, waiting for us. So here we have this golden egg, this soul, this source. You are love. Love is you. Love is in you, and it is what you are. And so, you know, hold this energy in and through these, through this transit, this moon in Leo, the dark of the moon. Now, the dark of the moon, just like Maya said with the moon in Cancer, the dark of the moon can surface energies, you know, to the surface. They surface the energies to be surfaced, to the surface to be dealt with, to bring love to those places. Those things that surface within you, they do not need your judgment. They do not need your dismissal. They do not need your scorn or your hate. What these things that rise in you need you to approach it with love. And that's what the world also needs. The more we can approach these things with love, the more we can approach these things outside of ourselves with love. And like I said, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. And so this is the lesson with Leo. This is part of the lesson of Virgo, the wholeness and the focus. Can we focus on our love? Can we bring the healing power of love in and through this energy? And finally, to finish off, I have the Fool card, which I think it's going to be like, okay, moving through this Leo into this Virgo new moon, and here we are. It was actually in reverse, but here we are about to start this new journey. But we want to bring our heart with it. We want to bring this love energy with it. And I love how these energies line up, but just also be vigilant of when you need to clear. And also, again, not approaching these things that we need to be clear with disdain or hate or scorn or judgment or wrath, but really approach these parts of yourself with love, because that is the most healing energy, and that will bring that wholeness and holiness of the Virgo. The wholeness and the holiness of Virgo along with this Leo energy, it's so beautiful. Such a beautiful combination. So utilize this. Maya?
Friday, moon into Leo. The first card that I have is alignment. And this card is what we've all been striving for. I think it's about finally coming into real alignment between your higher self and your physical self. It says this is the beginning of a very powerful shift, both spiritually and energetically. This is a complete connection and alignment of your higher self and physical self. Sometimes this alignment can cause the feeling of chaos or confusion, but there's no need to worry or feel alarmed with what is happening in your life right now. Everything is moving into perfect order as your spiritual and physical selves align into perfect balance. Once complete, your daily life will be more in harmony with your spiritual path than ever before. So, okay, there's a feeling of, with this whole week, like there's a feeling of things falling into order. That's really pretty strong. And for some people, it might be occurring primarily within us, like finally feeling like, okay, I've got that order between my heart and mind, right? It may be physical for some people, but there's that real sensation like of something that might have been a problem for a long time or an unresolved sort of issue. I also have the breakthrough card here for the end of the week as well. And this card says, feel confident that things are falling into place, which is essentially the same message as the last card. It says, just as a seedling breaking through the surface of the earth, you too are going to experience an emergence. The efforts of all your hard work will be evident, and you will begin to see the difference of all the labor that you have invested and made. Count your blessings. You are gifted with a creative touch and the ability to generate new and wonderful things. Take a moment to feel proud of yourself and all that you have accomplished. You can see, it's a little hard to see, but there's a woman on the card with her arms wide open, experiencing a breakthrough. Be open to having a breakthrough. I think sometimes we we almost experience them without even realizing that we're experiencing it. So you want to have that stance of being really open to push through what might have been a stuck energy for you for a while. So I definitely think that we have, I think the dark of the moon can be a time for that as well, where we get those sudden insights if we're in the right energetic space. One step at a time card from the Magical Unicorns, which is about like balancing. This is a theme of this week as well, I promise you all. Like, it's about balancing our big picture dream with the now moment. So it's like, okay, what am I aiming for? What small thing can I do right now to make it happen? And the final cards that I have today are the relationship card and the reward yourself card. This reminds us to spend a little bit of time focusing on our relationship with ourselves and being kind to ourselves and enjoying, doing what we enjoy. We have been putting in so much work. Everyone has been putting in so much work, right? Even if you think you haven't, you've probably been doing more work than you actually realize. So this says at the end of the week, reward ourselves by being that sort of hero of our own life. Leo does definitely very good at self-love. So moon into Leo is like, okay, you're doing a great job. Like, be confident, in your relationship with yourself and your relationship with source. This can also signify shifts in our romantic relationships as well, like having breakthroughs in our romantic relationship. So for some people, it may manifest that way. Just focus on the healing and the balancing and the alignment of yourself and with your day-to-day life, with your material reality. And I think for some of us, we're going to find a new center for ourselves here at the end of the week and early in the weekend.
Awesome. Well, I love these messages this week. I think they are very positive and uplifting. I hope that we all have beautiful weeks. I hope those of you who are in places that are dealing with some of this Mother Nature, activity, are able to flow and have really good things come out of it, even if it's a little bit scary at times. Do you have anything else you want to finish up with, Maya?
I don't think so, but just definitely that we are holding space for everybody who's dealing with difficult times. And a lot of people are experiencing shakeups, and many people, of course, are experiencing that in their material reality. Other people are experiencing it in profound emotional and spiritual ways. So be very kind to yourself as you're moving through this. And just, I think for everybody who isn't going through a difficult time as well, like to be really open to supporting the people who are, and to know that we are all in this together. And these are very, very intense times on the planet. Do the best that you can and reward yourself for doing your very best. And just, I think for everybody just to stay centered in your heart as you move forward through all of this.
That's beautiful. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you for everybody who joined us live. And we will see you next week. Namaste.
Namaste. Bye, everyone.